wear as a teacher, the list is fairly long, but I think a lot of those things are pretty obvious too, if you think of some of those things. But I'll start with a story. Probably the most uncomfortable one I've had as a principal. I'll choose my words carefully, but let's put it this way. It's an uncomfortable situation when your male principal needs to visit with a female teacher about undergarments. Not comfortable for me, definitely not comfortable for you either. So I resulted in the end to go with an email. Cold as it is, I thought that'd be less than having people blushing in the room at the same time. So I had to email this email to a teacher. Dear so-and-so, I've received a report that the middle school boys would prefer not to see the undergarments underneath your pants. They are quite stricken by them, or stricken's maybe not the best word. Let's just say it was not a good situation. And I actually got a call from parents on that as well. So there's not a very comfortable situation for you, but on a more serious, although that was serious. Probably be ready for different schools you go in who are going to ask for different requirements. There are some schools that will even go so far as to tell you, V-necks, buttoned ups, you name it. We had a situation in a field experience. One school said we no longer allow bralettes. Frankly, I had to go home and ask my wife, what's a bralette? I have no idea what this is. Anyway, you can laugh at me for that. That's okay. But the other thing, I would watch your footwear too. There are some schools that really want you, especially to not be going around in flip-flops, just for the sloppiness of the sound. So those are a few tips for you guys. You kind of have it easy, I think, because you're a little less under the gun than the women are. So my last advice to you, ask for good Christmas gifts from your parents. Ask for teacher clothing, and that'll help you out a lot. So dress well.
Greetings, Ed Majors. This is a very important topic that we're talking about today. Professional dress, what to wear, what not to wear. I'm wearing what not to wear for a couple of reasons. Number one, you want to dress professionally for the profession that you've been called to. And you are a professional, so professional dress matters. So always dress maybe one step above what you think you ought to wear, especially at the beginning as you're finding out what the culture and context of the school. Number two, if you're going to wear this, wear the right one. Nobody likes the Green Bay Packers. Go Bears.
So you're kind of wondering about what kinds of things you should wear when you're a teacher, and maybe some things that you shouldn't wear. So I'm going to start off with a story. I'll put on my glasses, my fancy glasses, because it makes me think about a student who I had who was quite a fashionista. And she had all the name brand clothes, and she would get decked out for school every time. But she taught in a school that was an under-resourced school. So in she'd walk with her Gucci bag or her very fancy, clothes, and it was so overdone. And the rest of the kids in the class just absolutely could not relate to her because they had clothes that had holes in and shoes with holes and oftentimes didn't have a coat, and she was all decked out. So don't do that. All right. So the other thing that I really don't want you to do is I took my gym bag along, and I find in the bottom, you don't want to see that, the bottom of my gym bag, you know what these are, my leggings. Do not wear these to teach. And if you do, well, you find things that cover way, way over your buns. That's all I've got to say about that. Have a great day.
Hey everybody, here's my advice for what not to wear. I'm going to tell you that the only rodent you should have in your classroom is a gerbil in a cage, not your Disney Mickey Mouse ears, even if they are personalized with your name. All right, these are pretty special. But let me tell you, it was really special the day my gerbil got out and almost ran up a board member's pants. That was special. Hope you have a great day. Dress professionally.
Good morning.
Hi, Jody. Hey, what do you think of my outfit? I dressed up for parent-teacher conferences today.
You look awesome. Awesome. But don't you have recess duty today?
Oh no, I completely forgot. I'll never be able to go outside with these heels on.
And your
And
skirt?
It's kind of windy today too, so
It
the
is.
skirt probably isn't the right attire for today.
No, but I dressed up too for parent-teacher conferences.
But I like your outfit.
Do you?
But didn't you say you had to go to preschool today?
Yes. But why are you asking?
Well, all your jewelry and everything with preschoolers, you know, they might just pull on it and
That would hurt. And oh yeah, I better get rid of most of it. But what about my hair? Am I okay, or do you
Oh,
think that's
I-
too distracting?
it's really a cute hairdo.
Awesome. Our attire today would make it very hard to overcome a poor first impression. First impressions will come as a result of how you dress, and you are a professional in a career that models the future. Your professional credibility and your potential performance as a teacher will be based on your first meeting with colleagues, administrators, parents, and your students.
School is a place of work and learning. Set that expectation with appropriate attire, and you will find the students will measure up to the atmosphere you create. They will mirror your professionalism with their attitudes, habits, and behavior. Some of your students may even start dressing for success.
So my most important piece of advice for you is you should never ever wear Converse while you're teaching, because I'm just kidding, obviously, okay? But the real point that I'd like to make is it's okay for you to have your own personal style. It's okay to kind of have your unique look, and that's totally fine, so long as you keep in mind that you've got to present yourself professionally, and you only have one chance to make a first impression. And when students see you, the first thing they're going to notice is the way that you are dressed. So just to be aware of that and be mindful about it.
So I have two things to share with you about what not to wear as a teacher. One of those comes from an experience when I had my math method students over at a school teaching fourth graders how to do long division. One of the fourth graders got up and walked between several of the college students who were seated in chairs at students' desks. And let's just say there was a little bit of skin showing in a couple of places. The expression on this young man's face when he looked up at me, I had to try very hard not to laugh, but he just had a look of horror on his face, given the skin that he could see, and the fact that it obviously was more than he certainly anticipated. The other thing I wanted to tell you is about, and some of you have probably heard me share this story, is we've had a principal before who stopped a student after she was in class and said, and was told, please dress more appropriately when you come back next time. Your clothing is too tight for you to be in our school. It's simply too distracting. The next time the student came, it must have been similar, because the principal stopped her on the way into the building and said, you may leave and you are not welcome to come back. So please do take this seriously. Those are some fairly extreme stories, but they are stories that you want to avoid, and let me promise you, we would like to avoid them too. Thanks.
All right, one more piece of advice of what not to wear. I want you to wear this. Don't drink it. Have a great day.
All right, education majors, so clearly what I'm wearing is what you want to be wearing, actually. This is as professional as you can get. If you come to school with a hockey helmet, you know you're going to be safe. You come with pants, if you fall or you get tripped by people like Dr. Van Solon, or especially watch out for Professor Starkenberg. These are like, so you protect yourself, you won't get bruised. The only issue is that these gloves, it makes it very hard to do work, but it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. The only real downside is that you will smell terribly the rest of the day. The upside of that is no one will come and visit you and they will leave you all alone. So, pros and cons to dressing as a hockey player every day, especially if you have a old Dork Blades jersey. So I'm not going to say don't do it, because that would feel like it would be a little too excessive, but I would recommend probably not wearing hockey equipment. But if you really want to, my only recommendation is that you wash it before you come, so you can be a good team player. Thanks, everybody.
Alright, hi education majors. I'm a big fan of wearing your school colors in different outfits that you include. I like to buy this goldenrod yellow whenever I see it. I think it really adds to your school spirit and your team effort that you're putting forth. Do not, however, wear your rivals' colors. I've seen people do this in high school and it doesn't go over well. So do not wear your rivals' colors or anything with their logo on it to your school.